right, everyone. We're going to go live in just a moment. However, it is the spring equinox, and so before we do, it's time to change the break screen, as it does change seasonally. So no one out there hit B as we evolve. Bum, 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 bum. And we're now in springtime here at the Hero Zone. Thank you all for another season. Enjoy the art as friends come and go from season to season. You know, things change all around us. There's always fun little hidden things to see in each of the break screens. So if you like birds or plants or other aspects of nature, there's something there for you. But enough of that. Let's get back to
Guardian
NC64.
of the Holy Grail.
What's that?
Yes, well,
Saw the Guardian of the Holy Grail. White rabbit with red eyes. I will not be approaching the cave.
it's got a vicious streak a mile wide.
All right. So we left off. Thursday had come to an end, and there was a revelation that even if she's not an extremely approachable or likable character, there may be some shred of humanity inside of Adjudicator Lin. Of all people, her biggest hater, D-Rezz, actually picked up on her poker tell. So, and that caused a very insightful and good conversation. That was actually even precluded by an awesome question from Gopher to Kiri about, is Arasaka this soulless, this sterile? And a lot of good conversations and explorations. But now it's the final day of your gig with Kang Tao, being put through a battery of tests, and we'll see what is ahead of you. The only difference now is Lin isn't greeting you as you step out of the transport truck. While you all, the door opens, and you can actually see that she is standing. I don't have a table out here in the scene, so we'll just pretend that we'll pretend that this is a table right over here. She's standing off to the side in front of the range, and she's looking over, presumably, a selection of weapons. You're a little ways off because you'd have to walk yourself through. And in fact, as the door opens, because this is through another door to even get here, so I got a little ahead of myself. You wouldn't see her there, but her voice would tell you that if you wish to contact your assigned person, you know how to do it. You're welcome to go. Her language is more formal than what I'm telling you. You're welcome to go into the office and make your phone call, and then walk through the doors in no later than 10 minutes. And she'll leave you to it. If any of you want to call and check in, you may. But she is not in this room meeting you. In the initial, the reception room.
Kiri's headed for the range. JP and Outback know what's up.
Okay.
Would be informed at the start of every day. It's like, yep, going to do the do first day, second day, last day, expected back by this time. If not, blah blah blah.
Not relatively. Got it.
Okay. Gopher and D-Rezz, are you making any phone calls, or are you following Kiri through the doors to the range?
Nope. No need to make a phone call.
Okay. Then, fast forward, and now you walk through the doors, and there is Adjudicator Lin at the table off to the side. She's holding her data pad in one hand, and with her cyber arm, she seems to be browsing over a selection of weapons. As you approach, you see that the table is filled with a variety of pistols, and they're all arranged to be like the butt of handles, like butt of handle to butt of handle, as they're laid out. So they all kind of look like this on the table. So they're just like arranged like this in a couple different rows. Good morning. I trust that you had a sufficient ride.
Smooth as ever.
Excellent. Today is going to be your hardest day. I will not surpass the limits that you've indicated on your applications, but be prepared for the most grueling tests and feedback that I can offer you. Before I start you on your way, I wanted to showcase that I am not just a judge of these products. In my own way, I also must test them. It's something that I do not have to report to you or anyone else. But I felt that it would be appropriate to inform you that I use these weapons as well. As she says that, the visor's still over her eyes, but she cranes her head as if she can see straight through it, and she's looking over things. And she, her fingers, are kind of flowing over these like half squares, these kind of like brackets. Yes, this will do. She swipes or clicks on something on her pad, and as she does, you see that her second thumb pops out, and with her hand. So remember, she has 5 fingers and a second thumb, right? So she has 7 digits.
Mm-hmm.
As the other thumb, kind of disengages from being tucked up inside the side of her palm, she reaches down and with one hand grabs a pair of pistols. And as she does, she walks over to the range, and she's still holding her pad, and she beep boop bop, and targets start almost like whack-a-mole coming up. And you see her hand, she would do maybe like a traditional aim at first, but it seems that's more just sort of like finding center. And from there, as she can rotate her hand, you discover 360 degrees at the wrist, she simply, like, the 2 pistols almost turn into like a swirling minigun as she starts curving bullets from both pistols and you see now what you can see in the picture here. You're seeing these like tracer trails of the smart bullets. Like, if fireflies were genetically bonded to angry hornets, Biotechnica, please don't. As they just fly out of her rotating hand as she's double gripping pistols and hitting the targets while also thumbing her data pad. And then click, her arm goes back, and she walks over to the table, sets down the pistols, click, the other thumb goes back into the side. Now, she still has an extra finger on display, but that other thumb gets tucked away. And she goes over the data, her own data with you all, which is also... If this was humility, I mean, she has the same tone, the same scientific. She goes through each of the rounds that were fired and discusses how in this one there's an inconsistency in the bullet because it must have been had like 3 grains of black powder less than standard because it didn't fire the same rate as the minutia, the excruciating minutia. And she goes down all of the bullets that she went through, all of the targeting data, as she provides a less than a minute long demonstration of turning her arm into a little minigun with pistols. I have to live with this data as well. I measure it for myself.
I mean, the fact that you can shoot 2 guns at once with one hand is impressive.
Yes, while entering data with my other.
Mhm.
But your information does help, even if it is not always what I hope to see.
It's
Now-
what you should expect from standard fare.
My job is to not be standard. Now, I hope that you will rise above the mundane, and you will be more than standard as well. My circumstances are different than each of yours. I don't expect you to have the performance that I did, even if you were impressed, or perhaps you were not. I wasn't measuring your biomonitors in that moment. I was focused on my task. But now, we do need to link up to measure the variables in each of the scenarios that I have planned for you. If you're ready to begin, then we shall.
Yep.
Now, let me bring up my notes here. All right. Kiri, we're going to start with you. Again, this is just one of several tests, but these are going to be your most grueling ones. So for Kiri, Lin is going to hand you a prototype Kang Tao smart sniper called the DNX. She explains to you, while this is, she did note, if this is as much of an admission of acceptable performance, she did note that your weapon tests with sniper rifles seem to be your strongest. So she's letting you run the final test with a prototype sniper rifle. However, there is a catch, as you did sign up for the tough stuff. She explains to you that the grip and the cheek rest are laced with neuroconductive nodes. And she continues to explain that to test the weapon's auto-stabilization, feature, she needs to simulate catastrophic battlefield trauma. And so, when you pull the trigger, the gun is going to hit you with a localized high-voltage shock that will induce violent, involuntary muscle spasms. And your goal is to hit a moving drone at 300 meters. While being electrocuted.
That sounds intense.
Through your face. But she's upfront about it. She's not hiding the little nodes inside the stock as a fun little Kinder Egg surprise for you. If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Sorry.
There you
Flipped my mic up. I would like a test shot first. See what I'm working with. It's out of control.
She hands you the weapon, tells you to plug in, and that she'll allow an approximate voltage. She's not going to reveal what the test parameter is.
Yep, that's fine. and gonna take the shot.
Well, do you want the test voltage first, or are you just going into the shot?
Yeah. No, give the test voltage first.
Okay. Hey, thank you for the raid, Batispada. All right. I want you to make an endurance test as you're holding this thing, and your muscles are straining to see if you can you even like get through this. Okay. If the voltage is higher, that ain't gonna cut it. You get through the sample she gave you, and you know how it's gonna be delivered through your cheek and through your shoulder, because that's like the points of contact that's gonna complete this circuit.
Yeah, the circuit. Okay.
Now, that's gonna set your. Actually, this is gonna be a two-parter. So, for the use of any fickle god favors or luck, you're gonna have to make another. You're gonna have to make another endurance. I'd be willing to accept a resist torture or drugs as well. Either.
So I'm not too picky on which one, because there's no numerical value either way.
Okay.
What I will quickly do a little, because we're not in combat, I'm going to do a little bit of solo spookiness.
The point rearranging.
A little bit of point rearranging, yes, because I can do that anytime out of combat. It's very useful. It's very useful that where it's like, yeah, out of combat, I can just make the numbers do what I want. But yeah, so it'll be an endurance into a shoulder arms, I would assume.
Yeah.
That you're looking for. And if it's at 300 meters, then the base DV is 17, and whatever modifiers that I take is going to depend on the endurance roll as to whether I can tank the shock.
The normal shot will be adjusted, I assure you, but we'll see how much based on your ability to take the experimental like sample size shock.
Yep, sure.
Are you spending any luck before you make this initial roll?
I am going to spend 2 luck to make this endurance roll.
Very good.
Which will be a 22.
All right. You are. That actually even beats heroic on the difficulty chart. So she wasn't testing for that. But you line up the shot, and the drone is out there, and she'll shock you when you say that you're ready, and you can't take the shot until after you're getting the simulated the severe battlefield trauma.
Yeah, because she has to turn on the shock for the trigger to unlock, probably.
The voltage is flowing through your body. Like, you can feel the heat or the crackle against your cheek, and your muscles are like spasming, and because it's right against your shoulder, it's right against your face, and your muscles are the shot, we're going to we're going to treat this like a cold shot, even though it's not a small target.
Oh,
but that's a
rough modifier.
Because of the intense electrocution right by your noggin and your shooting arm, we're gonna treat this with the modifier of a cold shot.
It's a good thing I did this then.
Which is normally a -8.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's a rough modifier. All right. It probably would have been worse if I hadn't succeeded at endurance.
Do you have any more luck to spend?
No. Do I have any Fickle God's favors? And I
You,
got one.
I believe so. Let me double check here. You have 2.
Yeah.
I'm spending them. I'm spending them both.
Okay, locking in.
Yeah, because I gave you one at the top, and Raven gave you another one.
Sweet. And I must have had one in stock too. So, alright. Then 14 plus 1 is 15. 14, 15, 16, 17, minus 8. So this will be at a this will be at a 9. So whatever this roll is, minus 5 total. Sorry, minus 4 because targeting scoop. And I hit it. DV17.
Okay.
Because that would make it a 19. So I hit the target.
You're twitching. You feel the heat. You just hear the electricity going through you, and there's this drone flying far away at the end of this compound. Boom! The shot echoes throughout this concrete bunker. I would like you to make a perception, Kiri.
I will happily make a perception. In a moment when the she wants to play ball with me. And then I have to... There it is.
Okay.
Not great, but it'll do.
When the shot goes off and the drone kind of like falls down, the electricity stops flowing. There's no need for it to continue through you. And as Adjudicator Lin is standing there, you can hear the faintest whir in her arm. So, not that D-Rezz would lie to you, but you can hear it. Just a little bit of a rev up of some servo or something or another in her arm. She doesn't look to you. She's holding and looking at the data pad. Target neutralized. However, your pain vocalization measured at 85 decibels. Your heart rate spiked to 190. Your biological flailing forced the barrel's microgyros to burn out a servo, overcompensating by 4 degrees. The weapon performed perfectly, despite your lack of neural discipline. Take an aspirin and step off the mat.
And Kiri just stands and stretches her arm, what with the convulsions. The funny thing about that, she's not saying this out loud, but the funny thing about what Adjudicator Lin just said is that even if I had a cyber arm, it would have been worse. Because electricity affects cyber limbs worse.
Unless you get them hardened.
Huh?
Yeah.
Unless you get them hardened.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that'll stop them from being rendered inoperable, but you'll still twitch like a...
Actually, I think if you have a plastic covering, you'd be fine. You need hardening for
Kiri
EMPs.
just wordlessly steps off the mat. She doesn't even take a painkiller. She just... Nope, don't need it.
Okay. Meanwhile, Gopher, you're next. Your final highlight here in the Kang Tao trials. Lin leads you to a pristine, sterile diagnostic bench. Spread across it are 72 microscopic parts of a Kang Tao Chow smart pistol's magnetic acceleration chamber. You're getting all the techno babble. The test is to reassemble the acceleration chamber and sync it to the receiver. Your catch, which is, this is the hard day. The parts are coated in a volatile thermal paste that degrades rapidly when exposed to oxygen. If you don't assemble it perfectly in under 45 seconds, the paste hardens permanently, fusing the prototype into a useless brick. So, this is going to be a high stakes, a very difficult check here. Let me see what that is going to measure as. I got my handy dandy chart here. All right.
Ciao.
So I'm willing to take weapons tech. You got weapons tech?
Not my strongest. And how many favors do I have?
Why, that is an excellent question, my good Gopher. You have one currently floating.
The one favor, huh?
The chow is the fun one. That's the one where you just pop off the entire barrel assembly.
Looking at base 14. I might I might regret this, but I'm burning all 5 of my remaining luck.
All right. Watch you do that. You're gonna crit through this or something.
It's the way evil's dice.
Yeah, it is.
That would be how your dice would be going.
Oh, an employee morale fair? Yeah, I don't have anything in archery. Crit's a bird. All right, sure.
17 plus 5
22.
for 22.
All right. It was coming down to the wire on this. Like, I don't know if you take it as a backhanded compliment, because the circumstances of this test seem very specific. But you know what, Gopher? You fucking did it. Make a perception for me. D-Rezz was right. The faintest hum or purr comes out of her arm as she tells you the following. Assembly complete with 1.4 seconds remaining. Acceptable. However, telemetry indicates you applied 0.4 pounds of excess torque to the secondary housing screws. You are treating a precision magnetic accelerator like a rusted pipe wrench. The microfractures you caused will reduce the weapon's lifespan by 6%. Do better next time. That was the good reply.
I thought she was going to
Watch, I'm gonna roll the shit reply.
Someone's got it.
really
I got
thought
these
she
lined
was-
up for a reason.
I really thought she was about to say you reduced the weapon's lifespan by 6 minutes. I'm like, how do you know that?
She would be that precise, though.
Yeah.
She would be.
Bringing up operational lifespan in a weapon that loads all of its bullets into the barrel and then ejects the barrel when you're done emptying the barrel is extremely
It's a
petty.
very-
Yeah.
It's a very violent delivery and ejection system.
Yeah, the Chow literally has the bullets in the barrel. It electromagnetically fires them, and then it ejects the barrel. It's funny. If this is the last weapon, you have to worry about operational lifespan.
All right.
Not like these Tektronica guns.
So, the final test, at least that we're focusing on, D-Rezz. It's your turn to be in the spotlight.
Watch me fuck it up.
D-Rezz, please pierce into this Arasakura weapons server.
You would.
All right. So, what you have lined up for you, D-Rezz. And man, Lin really loves you.
Of course she does. Of course she does.
She explains that Kang Tao weapons are heavily shielded against enemy netrunners. She needs you to test the weapon's internal ice. So, to do that, Adjudicator Lin has placed an automated smart turret right here in front of you.
Oh, great.
As you just see the floor, and then a turret, and then the barrels come down.
Oh. Fun.
The turret immediately paints you red with targeting lasers. Therefore, you have to jack into the local subnet and slice through the turret's onboard daemon to update its IFF, Identify Friend or Foe, database. To register yourself as friendly before the turret's 3-second firing sequence completes.
Oh.
In other words, you're kind of having a quick draw as a netrunner against a turret. Because this is effectively one round.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Hopefully she didn't load it with live ammo. But all this did happen really quickly and suddenly, so this is going to test your quick draw skills as a netrunner.
Yeah.
So, you are going to, you're going to have a bit of a high stress interface check here. Your goal is to beat the turret's onboard ice in a single net action. And as the others have asked, I will kindly tell you that you have 3 Fickle God favors available.
Okay. So a single round, so 3 net actions in total.
Your move,
Is-
partner.
All that I have.
Yep. But
and one
so-
of them, and one of them needs to be a control, so that you can update the database.
So in that respect, do I need to spend a net action to jack in?
for this, yeah, there's the 3 separate things. We can condense this down to one action.
Okay.
That'll make your Fickle Gods a little bit more potent. So we don't need to worry about spending all 3, because this is just going to be a one and done. And I'm not
Okay.
worried about you could you critically fail rolling to jack into it or something? I suppose. I'm not worried about that. I want to
Okay.
focus on you having a quick draw, Western style with this turret to see
Okay.
who's the fastest gun in the West here.
So you're just asking for one
I
interface
want
check?
yep. We're gonna do this as a one and done,
Okay.
a one and done interface roll. You have 3 fickle
Then-
gods. This is going.
All 3 of them are going in.
If you were frustrated at planting a virus in a Dynalar subnet, let that empower and frustrate you and motivate you to succeed this time, please.
So I'm going to spend my 3 Fickle God's favors and all 5 luck.
Whew, all right. We're pouring it in here.
So they would be this roll plus 8.
Given what's happened, so yeah, makes sense. Oh my god.
Fucking.
Oh.
Ew.
For a net plus 4.
Oh man,
you
D-Rezz, I
will
guess those milliseconds do count.
You will have 3 seconds to disarm this turret. Okay, so I have 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I meant 3 milliseconds.
The
You rezzed.
Mm.
the turret fires a burst of gel rounds that coat you in a like the Kang Tao
Rapidly
copyright orange gel. You've been like Nickelodeon slimed. You didn't sign up for the tough stuff, so she's not gonna like, actually shoot you.
I mean, those are still paintballs, so
Yeah, I mean they're
Yeah,
Few
they're
welts
still
and bruises.
painful paintballs.
a few welts and bruises.
so you are knocked to the floor and you're covered in Kang Tao goo. Lin, standing beside you, doesn't flinch. The weapons on board Damon just isolated your deck, formatted your active buffer, and classified you as a hostile target. If this were a live fire exercise, you and your associates would be currently requiring a mop for cleanup. Disconnect from my subnet immediately. You are polluting my data stream.
I think this lady invented ablating people's egos.
She definitely ablated D-Rezz's ego.
Reduce the SP of your ego by 1.
In this case, I'd say it would be by 8. D-Rezz
see.
has zero will to continue right now.
Man, if you guys could probably make a better vampire reference, but she is definitely a bard with great use of cutting words.
Yep.
In all fairness to you as well, I had something queued up if you just hit the 17 mark instead of like, because usually you have to beat
But
everything right in the
I
system.
didn't just crit fail. I
max
ultimate
crit fail.
crit fail.
Oh, I know. I gave you the I gave you the the failure text and you got oozed. So you got talked down to and you got coated in goop.
She is extremely demoralized right now. She needs a fucking strong drink.
There's some
Especially
real
after
water back
something
in the
every
office, so
Fucking feels bad, man.
We can
Thank
have
you.
alcohol when you get home.
Hey, Kiri, is your guys' apartment above the jumper nest?
It is, in fact.
I mean, at
Okay.
least the good part, maybe you complimented her and Kang Tao by showing how awesome and powerful their ice is, and it can baffle like a elite hacksaw like you. So
It probably wasn't even more than anything more than like an imp.
Maybe that last job still has you kind of frazzled. We got to have some sort of like a training montage where you get your confidence back. All right. So
Have
the
what little empathy I can give you.
Thank you.
Now you know. Now you know what it's like.
Thank you. I guess.
I mean, look, you guys at least all like really started out good. The first ever drive roll I made was a crit fail.
Yeah. Yeah, and JP will never let him let that down or go away. So you know that's all right. Well then, you all meet the gel. The gel has since dried on you, D-Rezz, and it can like flake off. It's not like leaving you dyed or anything, but it just sort of like was like crackle, and then it would like flake off of you as it.
Sorry, overload.
But yeah, your day is over, and Adjudicator Lin. Adjudicator Lin looks to each of you through her visor, tells you that she appreciates you fulfilling your contracts, and as soon as the shop has recorded that you have been successfully dropped off, you should find your money waiting for you in your listed accounts within the next hour. After the confirmation. So
Thinking on the way out, just like, thank you for your work, Kiri. Thank you for your work, Gopher. D-Rezz.
Employee D-Rezz, I've noted your attendance.
Oh.
Your attendance has been noted.
Yeah, no, you now know what it feels like to fuck up the one role that you're really good at. Royally.
Kiri's rubbing off on you.
This is my job.
This is why we are the lost and found.
And me making long shots with a sniper rifle is my job. And yet.
And if you all want to compare your stories, or not that any of this is gonna like leave you scarred, Kiri, unless you want it for some reason. Like, but there could even be like tingling or burns, or like you have a bunch of little goose pimples still from all that electricity flowing through you. Gopher, I mean, there was nothing like noxious that it would have like, you know, burnt your facial hair or something, but you can talk about this and compare the weird kind of final trials that you were put through, which were more extreme than what you started as, with just sort of, here's this weapon, fire it and analyze it. Here's this weapon, fire and analyze it. But Friday is complete, and each of you can add to your character sheets, Gopher and D-Rezz 500, and Kiri, you will receive 800 for doing the more dangerous, painful work.
And D-Rezz is noticeably demoralized.
It's got those little, like, anime squiggles, like that dark aura.
100%.
I just
JoJo.
imagine when they get home, Kiri just like goes over to where she put the alcohol that they bought, because she bought quite a bit, like at the market, because it was bulk and going for excellent quality, but it was going for bulk. She just goes, she just pours like probably like a neat shot of like whiskey or whatever, and just hands it to D without a word.
All right, D-Rezz, you know what to roll, and we know how this ended up last time.
We do.
It ended up pleasantly for her last time.
It did. Resist.
You don't
Thought
want.
you were
You
drunk.
don't
Okay,
want-
there you
don't
go,
wanna-
you're-
You don't.
Maybe you're just
you don't
sipping
want a
this
nomad
time.
drink?
If you want to get
Get it.
drunk, you can, but it doesn't like, you're not like, and then you're completely, you know.
No, she's not. She's not.
Face
passing
down,
out
ass up
after
on the
first
ground.
Drink. She's built up a little bit of tolerance now. She's just like, fuck.
Was one demon. One.
Plus the Dynal one makes
don't-
that two.
You don't want to have the hardest Outback drink. You can get some peyote cactus juice.
Oh,
That's
And,
a nomad drink.
mm.
Remember,
Kiri
some
just
nomads
kind
are
of,
out there on that.
Kiri just slow turns to D. Flubbing what is meant to be a very easy task that you're meant to be very good at. Now you know how I feel.
You
She's
don't
not
have-
rubbing it in. She's being very matter of factual when she says it because she doesn't want to do what D did to her, where D kind of rubbed it in.
Am I bad?
No.
Then why do I fucking suck?
Because sometimes life decides to simply bend you over, and the dildo of consequences rarely comes unlubed.
That's the second time that you've mentioned lube in a week.
I don't know, I guess I've just had it on the mind.
Real subtle.
The thing is, she's not
Yeah,
even thinking like that. It's
They're
just
past
no
needing to pussyfoot
lubrication,
around
it's on
about
the
it,
mind.
so.
First it was the Dynalore place. I could have, but it was just royally rolling me over in the goddamn network. And then now, with Kang Tao, that turret fucking bent me over too.
You are aware that demons do represent basically the highest level of limited artificial intelligence normally employed, right? Unlike most other programs, you're going up against a thing that actually thinks.
She called it ice.
If it was well, technically, a demon is black ice. Just in the same way that a rocket is a piece of ammunition.
Yes.
Yes, in that they're technically the same, but technically not at the same time.
No, it is more a matter of black ice is regular black ice is like bullets. Demons are like rockets. One is much more dangerous and more highly destructive than the other. That was the point I was making.
Thankfully, it was only firing like paintballs. But it was completely embarrassing. Still is completely embarrassing.
Yes, and I understand. Kiri just kind of clasps D by both shoulders. I think you know full well how much I understand that.
Strangely enough, I'm starting to think about whether I should actually take up a new cyber deck. Because then maybe I won't fuck up so bad.
It's... A poor artist is one who blames their tools. It's not the cyber deck. And she gently taps D-Rezz's temple. It's your mentality. You're disquieted at conflict. You can't think straight.
I don't like conflict. I don't like getting into trouble. I don't like getting into situations where I have to do this or that in order to think quickly.
Few people do. And those who do are either adrenaline junkies or psychopaths. But you need to clear your mind. Come here.
She goes over.
Yeah. And Kiri would basically position D so that D-Rezz is basically sitting in her lap, back to her. Close your eyes. Clear your mind. deep breaths. 7 seconds in, 7 counts in, 3 counts out. In through the nose, out through the mouth.
You realize that 10 seconds is an eternity, right?
So is eternity. What else is new?
She just kind of melts into whatever it is that Kiri's doing in the moment.
Yeah. Kiri's guiding her through meditative exercises.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no, it's not the cyber deck. It's not your tools, it's you. You're
She's
shaken.
frazzled.
You're shaken, you're rattled. And when it comes to the fact that, sure, there's both a bodily and a mental component of what Kiri does. What D-Rezz does is all mental. So if you're frazzled,
Yeah, Kiri's fighting the
Yep.
war on two fronts. All right. Well, then, hopefully the meditation will help. The night will pass, and it will be Saturday, which means that unless there is anything that any of you, as the Lost and Found, I mean, barring real estate, but that's really the side conversation. That's the out of character stuff to do. We don't need to run some sort of virtual Zillow thing through Night City to look at things. But what we can do is bring everyone together then at the Golden Dragon, because it is now Saturday, February 2nd. Fix that on this
and
way.
that is the time where this needs to be deducted.
Yes, rent and food needs to be deducted.
Yep. That also means that the job offers for the job offers from the convention center have expired for Gopher and D-Rezz.
I am actually upgrading my food to generic pre-pack.
Okay.
I bought a month of generic pre-pack as well because we could afford that because our rent costs are only $7.50 a piece.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I need to know then for this if I'm really sharing of, and I don't know how successful I've been.
For purposes of the headquarters, the headquarters will resolve at the this is out of character, spoilers. We'll resolve this at the end of the month because you're gonna have to go and sign some stuff and do some initial fixing, and you're also working in the meantime too, presumably. So your searching now will mean that when the arc ends, you'll get headquarters IP that all of you can invest however you want. But we'll close the real estate deals throughout this month. That way you can still work and do some other things in the meantime with the crew.
So I'm still on the 1100 then, okay. Paid in full. And 3 eddies off of having another monthly cost.
I have another monthly cost plus 900 or so eddies.
Yep, I'm sitting on that right now too.
Which is say I'm 3 from a monthly cost, or 1,003 because I want Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's there's stuff I've gotta buy.
Do I hear from Wendy during this week?
Not yet.
Okay.
But it is now. It's been a couple days. She might be looking into it. She hasn't emailed you back or somehow messaged you back about it. So hopefully she'll get back to you in this coming one.
Okay.
But JP, if you're here and you want to talk, or if you want, I can just present I can go and present the scream sheets if you don't have anything to preface.
I greet everyone as they come in.
Hello.
How are you doing this evening?
Peachy.
Peachy Keen, I've often heard. As well, even. I wish I could say I was in the same spirits.
Are you not?
Oh, don't worry, I'll go over it.
It seems like you might have a job lined up.
There's a couple of offers on the table, yes?
Well, after getting electrocuted by Kang Tao, I would very much like to hear what you've got on offer.
Speaking of Kang Tao, it's so much warmer in here than it was at their facility.
Oh yeah.
Yes, actual human response. You wouldn't
Which
know
is
how
nice.
much you wouldn't know how much you miss it until you don't have it.
She was cold as a robot.
I wasn't looking for linear frames, but I bet she probably wasn't as close to an FBC as you could get without actually being an FBC, but even then.
I guess the silver lining is that stuff's gonna be worth every eddy.
What, the work?
No, the equipment.
I got paid 500 eddies to embarrass myself.
Well, I mean, that's not too bad. There's lots of folk out on the street that embarrass themselves every day for free.
I suppose.
I had a high voltage current run through my face and shoulder, and was forced to fire a gun under duress for 800.
I think I would have took.
Talk about your usual profession.
I think I would have accepted that over what I got splattered with fucking paintballs.
That was not an easy shot.
No.
In fact, it was about as hard as the shot on the AV.
Lucky shots. You're just that good.
Not necessarily where my mind would go, but
What essentially happened to me is imagine what would happen if you plugged your interface plugs in backwards. I made that kind of a mistake. As in, doesn't fit. You can't force it to go in because it doesn't fit.
They haven't moved from USB A to C yet, so it's a 50-50 shot every time.
But enough about Kang Tao. I'm done with them. Completely done with that. Never have to see Lin and her visor-covered face ever again.
Kiri just quietly. I don't know if that picked up on the mic, but she knocked on wood. Maybe it's synthetic wood table, but knocked on wood.
What you been up to, Outback?
Looking around. There's a few decent properties, but I probably won't be able to finalize anything till the end of the month.
You have decent properties. You can say that with confidence.
Few decent ones. Relatively
nothing.
speaking.
I did talk to that Wendy chick this week. And I'm waiting to hear back about my pay for the story. It's been 5 days now. Not sure if JP, you can give her a poke for me and see where she might be on that. Because since when does it take 5 days to verify if information is correct, given the newsworthiness of the whole thing?
Well, you tell me. How long does it take for us sometimes to get everything set up and to talk to the right people?
Couple days, I guess, but
I mean, fixing stuff up, can take, I guess depending on what it is, can be anywhere from couple hours to weeks. And that's if I have time to work on it.
well, that's she doesn't have to fix anything. She just has to verify that what I told her is true.
And then decide whether or not she's going to spin it into a tale. That could take a little while.
It's one of, multiple stories she's probably working on and reaching out to contacts and everything.
I don't want to be a pest.
She might just be haggling with Dynalaw to get more than whatever she promised you to not set the information out there.
Possibility, but I think unlikely. Wendy likes stirring up nest holes with wasps. Then she can feed it to the politicos. Politicals can use it to get votes. Or campaign fund.
Yeah, I don't think anyone believes that votes are what keeps people in positions of power.
Well, the mayor is still an elected official.
On paper.
Elected by Night City's finest council.
Elected by someone's pockets.
Well, according to everywhere else, Night City is a corrupt city, so there's always Northern California.
Well, we're not here to discuss why corrupt government is a waste of 2 syllables, so...
Well, I sold her the story with the intention of her being able to bring it to light. Because I have zero experience in dealing with news media. If I did, I would have done it myself.
That's why we have fixers.
But yeah, just waiting to hear back. I'm hoping she contacts me within a couple days, because if not, then I'm gonna actually call her. And instead of just texting, see what's up.
Just be sure not to wear out. You're welcome.
What I would advise, what I usually advise with most clients, Give
Well, like
folks
I
about
said,
2 weeks.
like I said, I don't want to be a pest. I've only bugged her like once.
There you go.
And I usually don't have to wait this long for someone to pay me for a piece of information. She has the information.
Yes, but verification of something that's going to require digging into Dynalar internal reports and the like is probably going to take a little bit longer than that.
Not that I want to, per se, hurt your ego even more than whatever you did for Kang Tao did, but do keep in mind Wendy's a busy lady. And well, it has been 5 days for you waiting on this one thing. She has probably done 120 things each day. Like I said, give folks 2 weeks. Give them a couple of weekends. And then if you haven't heard from them, still haven't gotten paid, then you bring it back up to me. And then it's me knocking up. Because now she's putting my reputation.
That is his job. after all.
I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
But sometimes, especially when we're talking a little bit larger sums of money, people want to move a little bit slower. And especially if it's stuff that you don't want easily tracked, then you kind of have to filter money around or get a hold of a bulk piece of cash.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm just
Not that I was
Well-
listening in, the proprietor says as she comes by to conveniently refill your tea, D-Rezz and everyone else after D-Rezz. But there is a bit of wisdom I can pass on to you from what little I was able to pick up from back in the kitchen area.
you're always conveniently stepping in these kinds of conversations.
Oh, isn't it wonderful? There's a bit of ancient wisdom from Lao Tzu that goes, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. I would suggest that if you're not familiar with it, you look into Wu Wei. That might help you with your eagerness. Though I understand, as I was once young too, there's a brashness to youth that this old woman can't advise away. But I can refill your tea. And she does, and she'll go through and refill everyone else's too before she disappears back into the kitchen to not listen in.
I'll say thank you to her. JP.
Patience is a virtue, and I suppose all that shit.
And patience being a virtue that you are still learning, I introduce you the next bit to keep your attention. And he'll start pulling out some of the tabloids and other scream sheets he's collected.
Yep. It's about that time.
And then there's also another piece of paper that is folded over that he pulls out, though he doesn't unfold it right away. And he lets you guys look over the scream sheets first.
Yeah, let's take a peek. No, are you seriously gonna? Something went wrong. Manage uploads. I'm gonna have to restart my Roll20 session here because it's not letting me. 1 second here.
I've noticed that sometime if you're like sometimes when you hit your threshold, it doesn't really tell you that that's what the error is. I've had that happen before with Roll20. So you're just like, you're trying to upload, and it's like, no, man, like it looked like it worked, but it's not working.
Also, to have to save from doing that every time, you could always just put it on the Screamsheet. You know, the back, like send it to the back, just as you do with like scene images.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a
You always
better
have-
like workflow or execution on it that I know.
You could have it ready that way.
Everything's restarted. All right, new Scream Sheet for the week of February 3rd through the 9th.
The other one is still showing up
Is it
a
now?
little bit, I think.
No, it's not. Not on my end.
Yeah, there we go.
I
Yeah,
should
some
have
of the
deleted
ads
it
are
off.
Some of the ads are just still carrying over.
Yeah,
Alright,
a few of the
Flashlight,
topics are
Funny.
still there.
Hey, Chromanticore, our low quality can. All of it's terrible for you. Drink it.
Yeah, in fact, Chromanticore Fusion, it has Bondo. Now, I don't know, maybe Bondo has what plants crave. But in this case, instead of electrolytes, if you drink this formulation of Chromanticore, it's supposed to stop the twitch, which is the nickname that people are giving the sort of a lingering symptom of sump fever.
Yeah, I mean, if it has Bondo in it, I mean, it works for, putting together fiberglass, metal, and concrete, so it'll
Yeah.
definitely stop you from twitching.
They wouldn't make an ad about it if it didn't work. So you should drink more. Chromanticores, specifically Chromanticore Fusion. Fuse your Chrome.
Okay, I'm gonna fuse myself together.
Hell yeah.
If I'm too full of I'm full of polyester putty, then the bullets can't get in.
Yeah. See, you're getting how this works.
Retro Tech Heritage Museum. Interesting. UFO sighting. Our old set of.
I'm guessing the Retro Tech Heritage Museum is in there because you remember that I was interested in those old data terms. You didn't happen to be fishing for that kind of thing, did you, JP?
So, my brain did not. I heard everything you said, but I don't know what you said. Sorry.
Well, you put that Scream Sheet in there because I was talking about the one guy who got, what was it, abducted by aliens or some shit from the old data terms in Ohio.
Yeah. Drake looks up which tabloids and Scream Sheets have relevant information. Tells me which one to collect. Drake helps me tailor our news sources for what you guys want to know. Another service I provide. Customization.
Because there's a couple things about
Concierge.
UFOs and things like that here in your pile.
The UFOs aren't really my thing.
Well, they're not typically my thing either, but you know, who knows what you can do with information from, like, the Retro Museum says touch the 2020s, you know, pre-crash data and shit like that. Corporations are looking for that kind of information all the time.
Then maybe it's worth scoping the place out.
If it's in a museum like this and the corps haven't had their fingers in every single one of those pies and skimmed them all for every piece of data that they have already, you know, it could be we're just going to look at some some old data terms that don't work anymore.
Here's the thing about those kinds of tech enthusiasts. Even if the corpse came in and plucked everything, the paranoid ones have backups, and backups of backups, and backups of backups of backups.
And
I
that's-
wonder why.
So that basically how we got the crash.
The data crash was Rage Bartmoss unleashing all the rabbits.
Unleashing the rabbit's
Well.
virus, yes.
That was, well, to me, that was just one tiny piece. A very terrible time.
But it's something that the world is still kind of recovering from.
Netwatch is still lurking in the black wall, and so on and so forth. But if one was to want to journey beyond such things, then
They'd be crazy.
yes, but you would need 20 years tech.
Mm,
I think that
Well.
might be a little bit of false advertising. I doubt they're gonna let you actually touch stuff.
And
there's sanitized pieces of code from the old net. They also have brain dances from old runners. I think they even have a virtual, like, you know, the old net had a XYZ physicality to it. It was a spatial place. And I think they still have a virtual representation of it. It doesn't work like the net, but it shows you what it used to look like. Or at least what the consensus agreed it looked like.
I mean, I'd be interested to go and see what this old tech was like.
It's only 15 eddies.
But it's 15 eddies.
See, but that's covered by lifestyle, certain. That's like that's an entertainment going to the museum.
Mm. That's either they're looking to push earning of money, or they actually have something of value.
Plenty of value. They have a whole bunch of retro tech that collectors would pay top dollar for.
Hmm.
I know at least one runner who would love to have a lot of that retro stuff.
And who's that?
I'd say just let the old net burn and die already.
Well, it's not that simple, JB.
Sure it is. It's all physically hosted somewhere.
Yeah, in the
Blow the
middle
damn
of
thing up
bunkers
already.
and in space and in everywhere else that you can possibly think of that's hidden away by corporations here, there, and everywhere. And most of those facilities are probably abandoned because the data crash made it so that they were susceptible to any kind of attack. So those are now living spaces for anything from the Rabbids era. So it's not that simple. They would have done that. They wouldn't have had to erect the black wall if it wasn't for the fact that they couldn't turn everything off.
Kids can find a cable, point and plug it into a cyberdeck and fry its damn brains out.
Again, not that simple. There's servers upon data terms upon, like I
And
said,
of course,
facilities that we don't even know about.
Of course, you'll then also have the corporations that have their own secret facilities that built demilitarized zones inside the old net that they still had control of. Rabbits never got in. It's parts of the old net that are completely sterilized, but under major surveillance.
Huh.
The thing about AIs like that is that it's not that they got more powerful after being infected by rabbits, they simply went mad.
Me?
Like digital cyber psychos.
And those AIs were in there pre-crash too. Rage Bart Moss, kooky as he may have been, quote unquote, set them free.
I mean, the research was out there. Drake is one of those proto AI in a way, just with lots of restraining bolts put in place.
Which is how AI should be.
And, not infected with rabbits.
Well, yes, that's... I was just talking intelligence.
Miss D-Rezz, are you happy with the selection offered for this week's Screamsheet? Says Drake.
Well, you've definitely been overhearing my conversations, Drake.
Would you like me to also look up ancient Chinese wisdom to offer you?
No, that's okay.
Yes, Drake, you should do that.
No.
Very well, JP. Commencing research.
I would like you to
Opponent
text
of
her
choleric
a new
temperament.
affirmation every day at 8 a.m.
Ranked highest on Plebit. Rushing into action, you fail. Trying to grasp things, you lose them.
I'll look these things up on my own time, thanks.
Plebit wisdom. What a fucked up era we live in. Kiri's just kind of looking down at the table, shaking her head in dismay.
Can't trust anyone on that site. Half the top accounts are just corporate people who bought all the uploads.
Now, this might be a little bit out of tone for me to say, given the fact that I'm not necessarily part of that culture, but it seems like someone fed you the black pill. That's Outback. Outback is our red pilled red pilled. They are the oligarchs, and they are feeding us the sweet Kool-Aid.
But he drives Maxes, and
And absolute drives maxing.
Yep.
Real garage core hours.
Yep.
Oh, no.
You completely mogged the
am
NCPD.
I am in such pain hearing every one of those words. It hurts.
Would you like some more pain?
On God, for real.
On God, for real. I dodged about 6 or 7 cops.
This is where we shoved the morphine auto-injector directly into my thigh.
JP, did you want to go over jobs?
Anyways.
I feel ill.
Drink some Chromaticore Fusion, bro.
Sorry to harsh your vibe. Gonna slowly start using older and older slang.
Now, after talking to a few of my contacts and looking over what was available in a good amount of time, I managed to talk FedEx into hiring some private security instead of going with another security firm. So that contract is available. I believe it covers several days travel. And I can probably even talk in a bonus if we have our own vehicle to bring. However, yesterday, I was running through some of my dead drops through the city, looking to see if anyone left any special orders. And this is when he takes that piece of paper and he unfolds it and reveals a note.
Come on, roll 20. You can do it. I believe in you. Lend you my energy so you can spirit bomb.
If you can read this, I need you. They jumped my truck at the docks, swapped the crates. It's raw petrochem runoff in those vials. I didn't do this. I'm framed. The mob is at the doors. They'll burn me alive if I leave. Get me out or find the shipment and prove it. I can pay. And then he shows, he lets you guys look over it as you want. You can see it's by Silas. Well, turn of the year, a little bit after Christmas party, a friend of mine, Silas, said he was going to get a hold of me and see if we could cut some deals, and hadn't heard back from him, and I'd sent out some feelers and hadn't been able to find anything other than he'd been working for Medicorp as some sort of delivery driver. Well, now I guess I figured out what happened to him.
What does he mean by raw petrochem runoff?
Well, I'm going to assume, little lady, that it's just sewage water.
No, he's talking about the stuff that got into the floodwater that was causing some fever. It was petrochem runoff that was causing the symptoms. Remember how there was that clinic shut down in Sector 4 for giving toxic cures? If they weren't getting the cure and they were getting runoff that was causing the fever instead, of course you would have a spike in cases.
Oh.
Connecting that to Chromanticore, that's what people are calling the twitch. The cyber rejection.
Which means they just inserted into Chromanticore, they basically inserted some sort of bonding agent that's designed to grab the runoff grab the free metals and runoff present in the bloodstream and drag it out through the liver, through urine.
Well, it's just literally glue.
Molecular glue.
So, Chromanticore puts out that they have a new flavor that's supposed to help with the sump fever twitch. Hold on. This guy said that they swapped the crates. That the raw petrochem runoff in the vials that were stolen from him? Is that how I'm understanding this?
No, they switched the crates. Instead of him getting the vaccine that he was meant to give to people, they switched it out for petrochem runoff, which is what was causing the spikes from that clinic that they shut down.
Wonder if he knows who they are.
I do believe he do know who they are, for they are at the door.
You think the mob did it? Or maybe they were just hired to
Gangers?
get rid of him, and that it was and that this is a cover for something else. Because what would gangers want to do? Why would gangers have an interest in swapping out boxes of vaccine?
Have the vaccine for their people.
But it was being handed out for free.
The
They just
mob
walk in and get it.
is not just some ganger. The mob is older than Night City. Heck, there was a time before my time where the mob ruled Night City. So they can
Yeah.
have all sorts of interests in vaccine, advanced medicine,
Yeah,
and in
but the
poisoning people.
And selling it on the black market to make a profit.
Yeah, but what would the benefit be? If you just wanted it, why would you switch it? Why not just steal it?
Because you don't want the theft to be known.
Yeah, but you would notice it anyway.
They obviously didn't.
Not until it
Well,
was
I
too
believe
late.
the answer is pretty obvious. You steal the cure, you make people sick, and you sell the cure back to them at a profit.
Oh, yeah, you know that dirty clinic you went to? I have the real stuff for 3 times the price.
Sure.
Why give people a cure for free when you can charge them for it?
Romantic
Sure.
It's a
love.
pretty ganger MO, but
Plus, you have to remember, we're coming off the time of the Red. People are still more willing to trust their neighbors and even gangers and mob than corporation.
Sure, but that was also 20 years ago.
It,
You think
hopefully
that
it showed up
sentiment
for
has
you all,
shifted
but
that much?
I swapped to bring the scream sheets back up to the forefront, and
yeah, you're
I'm
fine.
okay. I'm highlighting the big drive. Rising tides, sump recovery drive success. Hope rises above the floods. Sump fever contained. Charity fund hits 200% goal. Rebuilding sector 4 commences. Local relief hub, we're open. Aid received, community built. Look at this box of relief aid, tech installs, water filter
Yeah.
and purifications.
Yeah, so the question would be, whilst it could be a jab at the quote-unquote gentrification of Sector 4, something about this strikes me as just not in their modus operandi. Because you're right, JP, the mob have been around, the mafia, whatever you want to call them, actual bona fide gangsters have been around since the 1900s. They are a thing that predates even you and I. However, the thing about this is such capitalization on such things is usually outside of their modus operandi. Sure, there is the I have the clean stuff, but I'll sell it to you at 3 times the price. But usually it is especially in these times, that such gangs will mobilize before the provincial government does.
Then
Which
perhaps
is
they're-
actually a nod to real life events where the Yakuza would actually do nice things in the fallout of World War II. They were more active in helping people than the Japanese government were.
And they technically continued that trend all through there.
Yeah, they still do that today.
Just recently in Osaka, an anonymous donor gifted several $1 million of physical gold to the city
bullion.
to replace the sewer system.
Yeah, gold bullion. Who pays
just
in
straight
gold
gold.
bullion for things?
Anonymously.
Yeah, anonymous.
Yeah.
Well, I believe there's quite a bit of difference in operation between Yakuza and Mafia.
There are, but the point is that they normally tend not to screw over the local people because they make most of their money on protection racket.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Al Capone is the reason why we have expiration dates on food. He didn't want kids getting sick from bad milk.
Exactly. You can't exploit
And that
the
tax
people if
evader.
the people. You can't exploit the people if the people die. And if they're sick and you try and take advantage of that, it kind of paints you in a bad light. So whilst they do awful things, they tend to try and make themselves look good to the common man, so that when times are down, people do actually turn to them.
The
the other
mob,
thing is
maybe
that
not,
is-
but petrochem would make people sick and steal cures.
That was
If
more
you-
what I was thinking.
Who else would have easy access to large amounts of petrochem runoff?
The other thing too,
They're the source of
I
it,
think
given that
it's been brought
explosion
up,
and the acid rain that followed and the flooding.
Yeah. The other thing too of the timing of that chromanticore, I wonder if I wonder if they're involved in this in some way.
Is Chromanticore made by a subsidiary of Petrochem?
Let me look at.
Sounds like something we could send Drake to sniff out overnight. Tell us in the morning.
In real life,
he's
there's a
definitely-
yellow food dye that's made from like coal tar. So
So, from what I'm able to see here, Chromanticore was entirely invented for 2077, and it is not based on anything.
this is a wild new independent person coming onto the scene.
So yeah.
Well, he's asking
Independent.
for help to get out or find his shipment of cures, and I'm not sure which is going to be more likely.
We'll take that. We'll take this over. I think if you're fine with that, JP.
I was going to say that I understand that money is sometimes more valuable than cast-off connection. But me and Silas were business partners, so I was going to, even if you accepted the other job, I was going to see to this one person. So
No,
it
I think
does
this is.
make it easier on me for you to accept it outright.
Well, he's a friend of yours.
Good friend.
You
What-
do. You
And
would
in
do
fact,
so.
Outback, you and him might get along. He used to run with some urban street racers.
I mean, I'm
Maybe.
sure you'd do the same, JP. But if any of us had a friend who was, in trouble,
I would provide my services at a fair market value. That is correct.
To be honest, I was wanting to maybe get a look at one of those UPS Freighter AVs, but if we're gonna help your friend, then we might as well help someone.
do you know whereabouts he was hiding out last?
I think that the scrap of paper that is written on is a clue. I think he's holing up inside the clinic where he made the delivery.
Then I
If it
think
is
we
the
should go
mob,
sniff.
you know that they don't like to just engage in homicidal acts of violence inside of public facilities.
What I'm saying,
No, they're
what I'm
not
reading
like-
is, if it is the mob, as in literally the mafia, then those clinics are probably what the mobs run in. And they're not happy that someone stole their vaccines.
Nobody that. If it was the mob running this clinic, he wouldn't be able to hole up in it. They'd just come over.
Keeping him holed up in there until they figure out what's going on. That's why he can't leave.
I think the intonation is that the mob's the one that messed with the shipment. Now they want him.
He's being framed for the swap, though. The mob think that he made the swap. I think that's what I'm getting from this.
Maybe. Now the question is, do we dive in and try to backtrace some of the information. Maybe try and go to the petrochem facility. See if that's where if the cameras survived the explosion is. Or we'd have to find some other location.
Well, I was thinking the docks, right?
Perhaps. We might be able to also get a person inside to talk to him. I don't know the status of the clinics that got shut down and who all can move in and out. How much the mob are gonna necessarily let people move in and out if they're looking for someone.
Somebody could present with symptoms of some fever. Coming looking for help.
Well, you would need quite a lot or any visible cyberware to easily present the symptoms of some fever. Not really easy to show a twitch when your cyberware is entirely inside your head.
Unless it's a head twitch.
I think the only person who could convincingly play such a thing would be JP.
Probably.
And unfortunately,
I'm not exactly the most convincing of people.
I think it's more a matter of, at this point, why don't we simply scope out what's going on first?
Yeah. Scope out the clinic, see what's going on there. Somebody said something about scoping out the explosion site. I'm
I
not,
don't think you're gonna find anything there based on what happened in that explosion.
especially since it's been
I
cleaned,
was
probably.
thinking more, blame it on my old age. I was thinking more the facility. The truck was loaded and then
Docks.
went into like petrochem, but that wouldn't be where they loaded the back.
Yeah, the docks
Yeah.
is where he got jumped, is what he said.
There we go. Sorry.
If
So we can
anyone
go to
was
the
making
docks and see if
vaccines.
there's any networks with cameras to look through.
I can do that.
Not a bad
You
idea.
and Kiri probably do that, or at least someone should accompany you, D-Rezz, just in case you're going.
Just in
Never
case
know
what?
you might find. Just in case you go unconscious or something, you never know what you might find in a random net arc.
Yeah, that's fair. Given my luck. Given my luck, I'm gonna need all the time that I need. All the time in the world, even.
Well,
If I can get a good visual on who it is that jumped him, identifying markers or things like that, as, bozos or maelstrom, they're easy to point out. Scavs, even.
Or just a bunch of made men.
Outback, you got a radio communicator?
I do not. I'm trying to get one, but that kind of tech doesn't fall off a truck easily.
Ain't that expensive? Is it, son?
Most people selling official radio communication software aren't exactly dealing with Nomad.
Well, I was thinking.
Thinking about a two-way radio installed in the car?
Well,
I mean, I suppose that's something that
it would probably take me a little bit to source everything I would need for a communications hub in my car. Or I could work with Gopher and try to figure something out.
What I was thinking was, we have 2 go to the docks, 2 go to the clinic, and Outback runs relay.
And why wouldn't we just do that over the encrypted holo?
Biggest tactical separation of duties.
Well, that and I was going to say that less folks might be interested in trying to listen or looking back for it later.
That's I don't remember what book it is, but that's like one of the things the tech does, right?
The what?
The tech has that one thing where they can add any one upgrade to a nomad vehicle. That's a rank 1 upgrade.
Yeah, I
believe
can
so, yeah.
add. Yeah, it's under my upgrade expertise.
Because the communication center is a rank 1 upgrade, so
Upgrade a
you could-
vehicle
think
with
it's,
an upgrade that only requires
We still have to
moto
source
rank
it, though,
1.
I believe. For 1,000.
So yeah, if you want to go into your tech pad and come out, you could upgrade Dust Rattler with 6 radio communicators, 6 scrambler descramblers, a radio scanner music player, a homing tracer, and 6 tracers, and an audio recorder. So there's an entire center console in Dust Rattler that has been ripped out for a while.
I guess the other question then is, what would the cost be for that?
I don't know, because I don't...
There's a
Okay.
couple of mayor's desks where they give some really good insights and explanations to it. I'm pretty sure it's the 1,000 price category for the rank 1 up.
Well, then looking into the time and the expense, if you're going to go for this job, so the 2 that were overtly set out, not that you still can't do side quest stuff or visit the museum or other things that are out there as well. This, by virtue of a handwritten note to JP, there's not exactly an expiration time. It's not like a contract offer that falls off on a particular day, but the circumstances are dire. So if you do need to do any building or shopping, we need to talk about it and take care of it, because at any point in time, if he's not already dead, he could be made dead. So if this way is this, as opposed to the FedEx job, you're locking into a contract to go on a ship and protect it for a while, like you're guarding a caravan. It's that kind of a quest. I mean, in D&D terms, right? This is more loosey-goosey, right? You're not locked into a contract. This is you, through JP, doing a personal favor for someone who could have been framed, or is just saying he's framed, or is involved in who knows what, and whatever other scabs this can pick, with an unquantified payout as well. So there's a difference in the jobs. If you do go this route, this is way more loosey-goosey, but there is an ultimate timeline I'm aware of that you all aren't. And not that there's any clues, otherwise you would have to determine that for yourselves. So if you do need to shop or build or upgrade or something, then we got to talk about it, and you got to get it done, and then compare that to the timeline I'm running in the background of events that happen.
So I guess in that respect, then, how long would it take Gopher to make the upgrade to Dust Rattler?
Technically, it's not making; it's just upgrading Dust Rattler.
Okay.
It would be in his description, presumably, or if not, we'll have to look into a splat book that might flesh it out more. Because I don't have that memorized.
Because I think with Moto and stuff, doesn't really come with a cost for the upgrades and such.
You can
But-
normally buy, but normally I believe it's 1,000 eddies per. They have a market value.
They do. I believe each rank is the like so it starts at expensive, and then it goes up to 5,000 for rank 2s, and then I think it's 10,000 is the next one for rank 3.
Yeah, so
On attaining 10th
it's
rank and they're a bit. It's on attaining 10th rank in their role ability, nomad promoted to leadership, blah 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 blah. Any future family vehicles they wish to be brought at market price, any future upgrades they desire can be bought at 1,000 each.
Was
Yeah.
that's right, 1,000 no matter what it is.
That's
Yep.
as the head of a nomad family.
Okay.
Though.
So if I have a look at the night market stuff, because you can normally buy them at night markets as well.
Because if Moto 1 is expensive, then that would be 1 week. But if
Well,
it's at the 1,000,
it only takes you, just like installing something into a weapon, it only takes you, because you're just installing.
Yep, they are. So upgrade expertise. Upgrade a vehicle with an upgrade that only requires a nomad roll ability rank of 1. It's treated as 1,000 eddies. Very expensive for this purpose.
Oh, is it still? Man, yeah. I guess it would take you a week to put it in.
so for
crazy.
very expensive, it would be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so
Probably
that's
don't
not something that we can do right away, but something
Alright.
to keep in mind.
And I guess it makes sense if they're doing it at that, because a rank 1 upgrade is anything from a spike strip deployer to turning the
Nice.
car into
Just
a
nice.
mobile home. So
Yeah, basically the only base book things you can't install are armored chassis, security upgrades, heavy weapon mounts and onboard rocket pods, hover and AV engine upgrades, the enhanced interface plug integration for bikes, and that's it. Those are the only things you can't install. You can install literally everything else.
pretty
but that'll
fun.
take 2 weeks, which
We're not gonna do-
It'll
Wouldn't
just take a week.
wouldn't be
Yeah.
Very expensive, 1,000 eddies. What's
Right.
that
what's
would
the
be
good
that is
rate?
2 weeks.
Is it?
Because I'm looking at the chart
Very
right now,
expensive.
and yeah,
It's DV24 2 weeks.
Whew. Man, I forgot how quick and hard that thing scales. I apologize.
like
Yeah,
cheap and every
yeah.
day is 1 hour.
Well,
But then super
Yeah.
luxury is 1 month per 10,000 eddies of cost.
DV29.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure all
Then-
the wiring is correct.
then this is the job
This is-
that you want to take up.
Mm.
Otherwise, there's Quick and Dirties or the FedEx job, and the other day jobs like in Pacifica. So I know to plan moving forward for next session. What you're doing this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
Yeah.
are
Okay.
going.
we're
changing
gonna help JP help his friend.
Okay.
Hope that it's worth it pricing.
Well, let me put it this way. I've known Silas almost as long as I've been back to Night City. And Silas has been a very reliable man in terms of getting car parts, cars. He pretty much specialized in it. Can't remember the name of his old pack, but they still race.
Right. I hope he's good for the money.
And even
Outback
if
the
it's
Nomad sounds nonplussed about urban nomads. Do I sense some
Even if-
tension?
even if the money isn't, where we would want it to be, I think having that contact would be equally as valuable too. That way JP knows a guy who can, source car upgrades, because we're talking about getting it upgraded anyway.
Know
Not to
about
mention-
50 or 60 people who can source car upgrades.
Not
Well,
more.
that
All-
too.
all those.
I think it's also more a matter of this contact could also be worth for other things, given that he's in the medical business, so he probably has medtech contacts and whatnot as well, which is doubly useful to have. So he could probably also source cybertech. However,
He'll probably also hook us up with a Ripper.
Like, all right, we're doing this. I'm just saying.
You're the money grubber one?
Well, I think it's more a matter of we can earn money any number of different ways.
I'm sure Silas will make it up to some manner.
Hmm.
Well, then I think I have some security cameras to scrub.
So, who's going where?
We go at least in pairs. If
I'm
we
going
need
to the
to,
docks.
if someone needs to stake out, then the most high security or high risk areas I will go with.
In a way, that's the docks. But in a way, also, I wouldn't mind you being there to scrutinize and perceive clinic.
We'll want to have a look at the clinic first anyway. We need to see what sort of resistance we're up against.
We shouldn't take
If
too
we
many
get-
people all at once.
No. What I'm thinking is this: JP, you and I will go and survey the clinic. I need to see what kind of resistance we're up against, because that will inform what we might find at the docks in terms of resistance. If this is a mob job, they'll have people at the docks as well. After we make that assessment, then D, you and I will go to the docks.
What about our other boys?
That's also why I want to go to the clinic first. Outback, obviously, you are always useful because you're the one.
Getaway
with the
driver.
time. But Gopher, I want to see if there is some way that we can get you in and have a look at the way things are kind of cracked.
I think you lost all of us on that one, Kiri.
I think your technical expertise will come in very useful when it comes to physical ingress into the clinic, should we so desire it. I want to scope out the place first, and then after that, we can have a chat about how we might be able to get in case we need to break in.
So
Doubly
all
so.
four of you are going to the clinic first?
No, I think that is a post-clinic discussion.
So stake it out, then I'll take
Stake,
a look.
That's why
stake
I
out the
suggested
clinic.
sending two of us
There
at the same time. Two of
is
us to the docks.
there is something else. So we all remember the convention, right?
Mm-hmm. How can we forget?
And yeah.
But it started.
Well, the person who tried to blow up the demo stage had a mask that changed the appearance of their face.
So it seems to be
And
again.
that mask, while non-functional in its current state, happened to fall into JP's hands. So, just thinking, Matt, what did we say it was going to be 1 week to
Yeah.
fix it?
Yep, it'd take a week to fix.
If I were to take the week off entirely to get it repaired and working again, it could potentially assist us with getting him out.
Do we have a week, though? Do we think?
I mean, he's already been there since clinic got shut down.
Which was
A few
About
days
week
ago?
yeah. No, it's more than that.
It was
Well, with part
You're-
of
You're on Saturday. So you're on Saturday of the week that began with the Screamsheet that came out, in addition to the news blurb that there's the nice community activity, but in particular there was a clinic in Sector 4 that was shut down.
yeah,
Yeah,
Now,
so he's
building
probably
on this,
been
on the
there,
cusp of the next week, JP has received a handwritten note about that clinic regarding Silas. So you could round it to a week if you wish.
Nah.
It's been a couple days at least, but more than like 2.
Definitely more than 2.
We should have the abilities to support that whilst we keep things distracted. Because if we do have to get him out, then that's a piece of tech that will come in handy. So
At the
Which
very
is why
least,
I
to
brought it
blur
up.
faces.
yeah.
it involved buying them. I don't know. Do that.
hmm.
So what? We're taking the week to get this mask repaired. Is that the plan?
Seems
We'll do the
so.
scoping
Before.
and whatnot whilst that's going on.
The mask would be just my thing, so you guys can do the scoping and everything else.
And then plan for whatever it is that we're gonna do, whatever it is we find out. We execute it in like a week.
I mean, I'm having a gut feeling that we don't exactly have a whole 7 days from now.
We might not, because who knows when he sent this letter out, too.
So I'm not gonna. I'm not saying don't do it, Gopher, but I am saying I'm not gonna put my bets on. We might have to hit the clinic. In more than just a spot.
Prior to it being done, yeah. Does mean
10
that you're
minutes.
essentially indisposed for that period of time. Still be busy.
I think that's fine enough. If
Alright.
it comes down to it that things go loud enough that we're gonna need to do it without the use of the mask, that would happen anyway, and you being called away from it, it's not going to
Do much.
harm anything, right?
The other thing is, if we don't have the time, I might be able to get it working just long enough to clear out quietly.
Now, if you're telling me you can get it working just long enough, the right time, then maybe we actually do have.
But could fizzle out on us at any point if that's the case.
Yeah, but once we can get them into the streets, it's a lot easier for your roommate to deploy the whatever the hell kind of case that is. Briefcase? More like
She's got lots of things in
luggage.
that briefcase. A couple of guns being only some of them.
Plus, Outback can be just right a few steps, not too far off from the clinic.
In the alleyway, maybe.
And the other thing too is, I think, going quietly, because I'm out of character. I'm looking at my field expertise, and because I can do the jury rig, which makes it work 10 minutes per skill level, and I have points in it, which would give us 50 minutes. So in theory, if I jury rig it on site, should last long enough to at least
It'll
clear
last
the
about an
sector.
hour.
To get him
Now
to get
whether,
him to get somebody in and somebody and him out.
yeah, whether we'd like clear the border in time for it to still be working is another story, but by then it shouldn't be necessary.
Again, we'll be well and clear of too many civilians. We can deploy the street sweeper.
There is also always the nuclear option, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
not
right.
actually
I dropped through
deploy
the
nukes.
building.
What was this? I drive into the building. That
That's,
was quite a...
That's a tits up option.
I mean, if you really just want to go loud, I got a tow cable on it. Wrap it around some window or door frame, I'll pull it right off.
Why worry about that? I think... Did you guys forget that we have grenades?
I'd rather
do.
not use a grenade like that on a building that's in Sector 4, whose security is probably less than stellar.
I was thinking more a matter of if the mob really
no.
are waiting outside, just waiting to lynch this poor guy in Sector 4, they'll scatter real quickly if they find a grenade in the middle of their midst.
Well,
Yeah, but then start
then-
firing bullets at everything that moves.
Unless they can dodge a grenade.
Well, I
Hey,
think they'll still
unless
be
they can-
firing bullets.
Well, the other thing is that, sure, you fire enough times in Sector 4, though, and you will receive poor attention.
I think
It could just be a loud snatch and grab. Once we find out and he's there,
The
we gotta find out he's there first.
I will note the idea out of character isn't to kill them, it's basically to make them scatter by chucking a grenade into the middle of them, because if they're too loud, it will draw police attention. Especially since Sector 4 is kind of a hot spot given it's being reconstructed at the moment.
Sector 4 is full of violence. Police response isn't going to be what you expect it to be. Think you're forgetting that the police are just the second largest gang in this city, and most of them are in the corpo's pockets.
well,
Sure,
some
but
of
this
those
has
construction sites have corporate security on them too, though.
Yeah,
And
so
they
they'll
don't
let the
mind
corporate
sniffing
security
around.
having it. Cops ain't gonna
Um,
do shit in Sector 4.
Oh, they might.
At the very least, not the very dangerous ones. Probably
I
some
really don't
local
think-
beat cops.
I don't think we necessarily need to plan out the stages of a small nuclear option, as it were. We just send.
We just need to find out he's there. If he's there, we go grab him.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we might be able to just pull this off right now.
Once we find out where he is.
He said he's in that he's probably in that clinic in Sector 4.
Right. So we just
gotta-
pop on over there. Someone gets out, goes inside,
Find out
verifies,
if he's
comes back out, and then if he
We-
is, we go plan go, and if he's not, then we go to the docks. How's that sound, guys?
Sounds good to me.
I mean,
We
if we
obviously
want
won't do that right now because Maddie will have to prepare material for that. But
I have slides of the clinic and the docks and places that I presumed you'd go.
I mean, we're saying
We're not going to do
we're
it
doing
tonight because we're at
Yeah.
time, but
We're saying
no.
we're doing it right now, which right now it's going to be next time
Yeah.
on Dragon Ball Z.
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Find out he's there. If he's there, then we go get him.
Okay, so that's what I'm planning for. You're leaving the Golden Dragon tonight, and you're going to go
Yeah.
right to Sector 4 to go to the clinic.
Yes.
Yes.
He's there.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. No
'Cause
takesy
that's
backsies.
the-
If I'm
that-
preparing
that's-
this,
Yes, I mean
Okay.
that's exactly where I want to be. Sector 4 at night without floodwater keeps people inside.
It's
Yes.
fine. I
You
have
have bulletproof
guns.
glass now.
I have gun. I have a cyber deck. It'll be fine.
I also
The-
have a gun.
The
two
resilience of
grenades.
Dust Rattler has not increased at all.
We have grenades.
It has. You have bulletproof windows.
It had that last.
Oh.
so everyone just stay behind the windows, and you'll be okay. But only the windows, not the rest of the door.
yeah. Not the metal.
All right. Well, then this is what we'll do. I mean, you as the players, you can collude and talk and everything in our channel and go from there. I will prepare things then to have you go and visit the clinic right after this meeting then, and see what happens. Is you've chosen the mystery option.
Yes.
The mist.
We want to help.
Okay.
We want to help JP help his friend.
All right. Well then, everyone,
Help
thank you
brings
out
a
there in
tear
the
to an
audience
old man's eye.
for hanging out and watching. We're gonna go on a raid to Dreaded GM. I'm gonna take you down to Australia. Looks like they're playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons as well. And
But is it actually done? Dragons.
oh, and Robert Hartley DM is also a part of that crew too. Which maybe some of you, if you are D&D nerds, have seen him broadcast as well. Anyway, let's go on that raid. To my players, thank you very much for another fun week. I will plot I will plot and detail this mystery as your chosen course, so that you can go through it. And for the audience, again, thank you for being here. We'll see you next week. It is now spring. Let's get out there and go out into the world and enjoy it. Touch a little bit of the grass as it's starting to wake up as well. I will see you around later here on the channel. And take care, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.